the EFF has made a mistake with the way it's handled the Dr. Ndlozi situation.
Yeah, we don't. You even say handled, because was it handled? The MK saved us from the ANC. Like, South Africans are unforgiving, and we will remember these days of people defending the GNU, the DA, and the Freedom Front Plus must go.
Spread the fire. Welcome back to SMWX, and today I'm extremely excited to be joined by a podcaster who is making waves. I'm sure you know him well as a commentator on South Africa's political scene and someone whose channel I've been watching recently. King Said So.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us on SMWX.
Thank you so much for having me, Sizwe. It's a pleasure. We've been watching you for some time now. All the controversies and all the ups and downs, and watching your channel grow. It's really a pleasure and an honor to be on your platform, my brother. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Yes. Oh, wait. Let me start first by thanking. Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. If it was anyone else, they'd have to pay. But if it's DJ Smooth, then no, he doesn't have to.
No. Actually, that this more fire can symbolizes something different for me. You know, when Grootmanu Putisbu was fired for advertising the can and chasing his dream, it sparked something in me. I was like, what? So this is the type of blockages that we can get, and also understanding the workspace and differentiating where you are and what you can do in terms of flying. So sometimes the pain is necessary for you to grow, and you would understand it even more with your journey into podcasting. So if anyone is watching, that story of the can of the more fire that day on the awards when DJ Sbu was punished for that. It's a joyful moment to remind us to only the brave who stand up and say, okay, I'll do my thing. Only those ones will survive. As long as you are in that small box, as long as you are still fearing, you will remain you'll remain where you are.
No, for sure. And your channel, I think you've crossed 40,000 subscribers now.
Yes.
A lot of your videos are doing really well. Talk us through the journey of creating a channel where you commentate on South African politics, but also through a Pan-African perspective.
Not easy. Running a channel right now, it's so, I don't want to say, when you do politics, you need to be factual. It crosses the border of opinion. You can say this is my opinion, but as long as your opinion is not based on facts, it goes to a space where you're just pushing a propaganda or you're just hating or whatever. So doing the political commentary, very difficult, a lot of research, a lot of work that must be done behind the scene to make a video. Pan-Africanism is a journey that I'm still new in. Still walking the journey, still trying, but I'm very pro-African people, and which is what Pan-Africanism is, that we as Black people, wherever we are one family. And I think if we understand that, things will be much better for us. But also understanding when it comes to Pan-Africanism, how we got to where we are in terms of colonization and where we need to go to. I don't think the where is discussed in the communities, where we are going. Are we still going to be speaking English 100 years from now? You know, those type of conversations. And if the answer is no, what are you doing now to make sure that Africa has got one language? Because that's what I advocate for. One language, one currency, one army, one president. Because we can have one president with maybe 54 statements, and all of those things. So the podcast world has been good. It's been very good, but every day there's a sense of responsibility that comes on the shoulders once you start doing. Especially politics. South Africans take politics very, very serious.
Tell me about it. What's the most challenging thing? Because everyone wants a channel that's growing, but maybe they don't realize that when you grow, different challenges come with having, especially a political channel where you're talking about things that people care so deeply about that they either agree or disagree so deeply about.
The most difficult thing is critiquing for me. I've realized that South Africans don't follow political ideology. The South Africans follow political personalities. So it's not about the ideology that much. It's not about the 7 cardinal pillars or the 6 point. It's about who said it.
Yeah.
So if you critique the who, you are in trouble in South African politics. So you don't even have to critique people directly. You just have to just say something that sounds like you are critiquing.
Yeah.
So the difficulty is now we are working with people. Their mindset is set in a different way. So you can't change them. This person ukulele, they can't change anymore. You can't teach a new dog old tricks type of a thing. But South Africans, their minds to go and break that mindset is so difficult.
Yeah.
So when introducing a new thing, it becomes very difficult. For example, I spoke about the advanced integrated border system. Okay, which is my definition of what open borders should be.
Okay.
Like I explain it totally different. I said the advanced integrated border system is integrating different departments with the neighboring countries. South Africa, I think, has got six neighboring countries. So we will integrate our correctional service, our police, our home affairs, our Department of Health, very importantly, because we're struggling with Zimbabweans coming this side and all of that. But for the correctional service, it's like if a Mozambican inmate escapes to South Africa, will have the details. Even if they commit crime, they touch their fingerprints or something like that, will be able to know who it is.
Sure.
Because the two correctional services would have integrated. And the police department needs to also integrate, because sometimes they are standing there at the border. They can see those people with the bags that side. But because they are that side, there's nothing you can do. You're just standing and waiting for them to cross this side. So if you don't integrate this issue of South Africans thinking that they can they can isolate South Africa and grow and improve South Africa, it's not going to happen. Yeah.
And did you get a lot of pushback for advocating that perspective?
Yeah, remember, recently it's the EFF that pushes this thing of open borders, and I think the leader continuously saying that he does not articulate it properly, these open borders, because the way Floyd used to explain it when he was in the EFF, and the way Dr. Ndlozi explained it, I must not catch fire for this now.
Yeah, I'm so careful. You're going to get us in big trouble. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, but the way they explained it, it was like, this is close to the idea that I have of the advanced integrated border system. They're explaining it well, that yes, there might not be physical borders throughout South Africa, bordering our neighboring countries, but the system of the borders is still needed, meaning you still need to monitor people coming in and coming out, and that's understanding who it is that is moving through these countries. So the pushback is the people who don't like the EFF, and they associate advanced border, integrated border system with open borders.
Sure.
Because for them, open border, I think people think when you say open borders, you mean close this whole thing, break it down, let people just walk through in. And that's not what the EFF actually was saying, according to my understanding.
You've made a lot of headlines, shall we say, YouTube headlines with your views on especially MK and EFF, and you're someone who understands the nexus between those parties well. You've been quite disappointed about the Mbuyiseni Ndlozi situation.
Yeah.
Talk us through your views on that, and why you feel that the EFF has made a mistake with the way it's handled the Dr. Ndlozi situation.
Yeah, do you even say handled? Because was it handled? You know what is going on? Okay, Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi I've got a soft spot for him in my heart, because I think he's one of those golden generations that if he remains in politics, even 20 years from now, looking at his age, man, we've got a diamond there. We've got a diamond, excuse me. So the way EFF handled it, it's like now you're bordering there where you have to critique the CIC, to say CIC, but what is going on? When you speak about Ndlozi, like his temperature changes everything. If you look at the last video when he said we are no longer answering any questions about Ndlozi, I'm like, can't you handle this thing a little bit better. What is the anger? Is it he's got friends in the new Sunday world or whatever? What are you saying? Open a disciplinary hearing for this guy. Discipline him publicly. Let us know what is his crime. What did he do? Is the crime not telling you that Floyd left? What is going on? Why are you punishing this guy? And fighters don't want to hear that because they've got a trust in the CIC to say he did something, King. That's why the CIC is like this. So don't question don't want to know what he knows, because he even said it with Floyd and with Ndlozi that don't push me, I'll talk. Talk. We want to know. We want to know. Talk so that we can make more videos, but also talk so that we can understand your this anger. Is it is it informed with something, or you just angry that Floyd left? Because we will never know the extent of the damage in his heart. As to you can imagine you call someone a brother and they come out and say, no, you are not my brother. Yeah. Because brotherhood is a deep thing for men. It's a very deep thing. It's deeper than friendship. So yeah, I was very disappointed with how, and if Ndlozi eventually leaves, yeah.
Look, I mean, when you look at what Ndlozi himself has been doing, it's interesting because others have left and gone to a new party.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem to me that that's necessarily the thinking of Dr. Ndlozi. He has stuck around actually for longer than I expected, because I thought with all that had happened, he was going to go like last year. He's still there, but it's almost as if he's kind of leaving in stages, rather than all at once. I don't know what's going to happen. I haven't spoken to him directly.
My analysis of that is that he does not want to go. If there is something wrong he did in the background that we don't know, that he knows and the CIC knows, there is a sense of remorse from it, that he does not want to leave this party. That's what I'm getting. But I don't understand that. I'm like, hey, dog, they don't want you. You're not wanted here anymore. Even if you listen to EFF content creators, everyone is saying, if he leaves, let him leave. We're no longer gonna cry like if he left last year or something. Like now everyone is expecting it. We're just waiting on him.
Maybe he wants to leave politics itself. That's another thing I'm thinking, that the political space is it's a taxing space, and he's a thinker. He may have academic interests. He may want to write. He may just want to step back. I think it would be a great loss for South African politics, but not everyone who's in politics wants to stay there forever either.
Yeah, that's my cry. That's my cry of losing someone like this. Imagine I close the podcast and say, because people are attacking me, let me close the podcast. South Africa is going to lose. I understand what Grootman Sbu was saying, that the organizations is bigger than the personalities. But I always say there's other personalities. If SMWX closes as a podcast, there will be obviously other podcasts. You're not going to stop the podcast world from developing.
Yeah, sure.
But there won't be another one like it. So why lose that? Why lose this golden guy? I value him that much. And I will be angry at the EFF. I'm telling them now, if Ndlozi leaves politics, I'm blaming them. But if he goes to another party or do whatever, I'm still okay with it. Yeah.
What did you make of his resignation from Parliament? Because that doesn't look like a very good sign.
Yeah, he's not in the CCT anymore. He was not at the conference. That already told you that he was not going to be in Parliament for much longer. Like I said, sending that resignation and not sending the resignation to the party, for me still tells me the guy's heart is in the EFF. Even when he was attacking Jacob Zuma during the elections, for me he was out of character. It wasn't him. I feel like he was getting that pressure. Even on Twitter, after Julia said, listen, we've got people here who've got big accounts, they are loud and everything. They were so silent when this guy left. And he started tweeting out of character, according to me. But the EFF thing, it's the resignation, the full resignation, we're not too far. I'm saying February is not going to. Yeah, we're not going to see February because But they say, someone said, listen, Mpofu was an ordinary member. He did his thing and all of that. You don't have to be a member of parliament to. I was like, no, man. Not Ndlozi.
This is different.
Yeah, this is different. Yes,
yes.
yes.
It's true. He's been such a key part of the parliamentary caucus as well. Like the payback, the money.
The highlights are Ndlozi highlights.
That's actually
the
true.
EFF highlights are Ndlozi highlights. Very few there of Mpile Mautwe and Floyd and Julius, not really, but the highlights.
Moments.
The highlights is Ndlozi.
What do you think the EFF needs to do this year to get back on track? It's had a tough year, but at the same time, we can't deny that it's an important platform and important things have been built. What do you think they need to do this year?
It's two things. Two things. One, go back to the base. And I gave this advice, I don't know how many times. They need to pay me for consultation fee because I gave this thing. Go back to the base, which is youth.
Yeah.
But now keep the youth busy. What do I mean? Each province, give them an activity to do. Go to a local clinic, build a pavement so that wheelchair people can go in a little bit. Let that be a youth program. Each province, they will identify something. I don't care where is a police station, whatever. Just do something, an NGO, whatever that you are supporting. But each province, let there be an activity where the youth can say, we built this road. We extended this clinic. We bought whatever the case can be. And you keep them busy there. Keep your base. Because it's according to the election results, your base is about 8% to 9%.
Yeah, sure.
So after that, Julius and the other older generation need to infiltrate the space of the older generation and see how do they bring those people in. Yeah. And they need to have brains. They need to, not to say they don't have, they need to have brains sitting in the boardroom and strategizing which industry, in the podcast industry. You saw MK stole Darren and all of that. What must we do to grow? How can we grow? What is it that we're not doing? Let's try those type of things. One vote is important.
Yeah.
I always say don't celebrate one person leaves. There's no one person that leaves alone. When I leave the EFF, best believe my wife is not gonna vote for EFF. Probably my cousin and what. There's 10 people, 20 people that will live with me.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was someone more influential. That's what killed the ANC also. There's people that wear the T-shirt but don't vote ANC.
Yeah, absolutely.
You understand? So it can happen to the EFF. Formalize the base, make sure that the youth, you're still the party for the youth. We call it the EFF, the party of our generation. Keep those people, but also you can see this is not enough. It's 10%.
Yeah,
you need to grow to that 15% and all that. And you can't do that without getting to the middle class and all of those people.
Yeah, absolutely. You've spoken about the importance of digital media and the example of Darren Camphor going to MK. Looks like political parties still haven't quite figured out that how influential this space is. We see it because we see the people who comment, we see how engaged they are, we see the views, we see the back end where we can see all the statistics. Yeah. But political parties, well, I won't talk about how they attack some podcasts, but I don't think they've fully understood. Just going on a podcast, by the way, doesn't mean you understand the landscape.
Yes. I compare it because I've been in politics on the ground with the ANC and all of that. But like most of us, I've never had a membership. Funny enough, I grew up in an ANC home, but never took membership. This is gonna get me in trouble. I never took a membership of the ANC. Yeah. But I was very much involved on the ground and everything.
Sure.
Especially with the 2019 campaign.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now imagine how many working hours you will have to do as a ground force to get to 1,000 houses and just say vote ANC.
Yeah.
Imagine how much easier it is on CAM and how many people you reach. Because every 1,000 houses, how many no's are you going to receive? How many MK houses? How many EFF houses? How many? You see, you are even wasting time. Other people, they are just wasting your time because they don't even want to hear. Some chase you on the gate, some, But here, I can reach so many more people just for the message that the party wants to get out there. You understand? It can be a message especially for Kimberly to say, Kimberly Mense, here's the message, here's the boodskap, lees the reso 1, 2, 3. That's what, and everyone can share it on social media.
Yeah.
They can just share it on WhatsApp status. It can reach so many people. But if you want to go the traditional way of door to door, you're gonna find that situation of Barkiman deputy president where someone is gonna chase you out of the house.
That was rough. Yeah. No, I actually had another way of saying a similar thing. In fact, someone who's been on the podcast, Shadrach Gubiani, a great businessman, helped me to see this. He said that the digital landscape is the 10th province of South Africa. Yeah. So you have a campaign in all the 9 provinces, right? But the 10th province is this one. It's everywhere. It's dispersed geographically, but you can reach people the same. Now, when you think of how much money people put into a provincial campaign, and yet you can reach as many people as a province through digital media. That's how I think parties should be looking at digital media.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got the MK party, of course, that's come onto the scene.
Yeah.
And you've also been quite a keen observer of what they've been doing. What do you foresee for them in 2025?
These people are fighting too much, eh? These people are fighting too much. Everybody wants to stabilize themselves as a leader in the MK or position themselves as a leader, but they don't understand what Ubaba is saying. Ubaba is saying, I appoint who I want. And those are the people that are going to run. I was making a video about Ubusisio Mkhwebane. It is unfortunate that she has to beg people to come to meetings by saying, if you love Ubaba and you respect him, you will come to the meeting. So it's no longer about her. You see the thing that I said about politics of personalities. People are connected. It's not about if you love the MK, come here, we're working. It's about if you respect Ubaba, you must come here. So the MK, my prediction for them, even for 2029, is too far. It's too far. Like, the MK could win elections probably this year, December, if we had the national elections. But next year is too far. I'm not sure if they're going to do as good as they think they're going to do. I'm not sure. They need to find a strategy to stabilize the egos, the hunger of the people. Because these people are not popping out from nowhere. They're coming from the ANC. They've got political cultures that they are bringing into the MK, and that is not good. We're hearing even people threatening each other's lives for politics and all of that. So the MK needs to, it's good that they are cleaning up. Some people don't like the cleaning up, hiring and firing each and every day. But I support this thing of if you see something wrong with Sizwe, immediately then they just cut it. Just cut him out. Don't wait for him to even damage the party even further. It might not look like a good strategy now, but building up, hopefully the right people will come. The problem is, who are you replacing the one you are taking out with, and what type of intentions do they have for the party? MK, the MK is suffering from this thing of Umtomnyama attacking Umtomnyama. And I'm one of those people when they say it's a tribal party. I'm like, so what? So what is Freedom Front Plus? So what? What is the base of the MK? It's KwaZulu-Natal. Those people voted for the MK party. That is their base. They must be proud to say, Zulu people love us, but other people also love us. It's not a problem being why is tribalism being supported by one tribe more than any other tribe a problem? They need to just grow on that and make sure that they win KwaZulu-Natal more than 50%. Make sure the people of KwaZulu-Natal are happy. Keep that province. Once you lose that province, it's going to be very difficult. And also, go straight on the discipline. Floyd must work as a Secretary General. He must make sure when he sees these people getting out of line, discipline them so that they can build a strong party. But I'm afraid to say 2029. No, where will they be? Where will Ubaba be health-wise, mind-wise, and all of these people? Ubusisiwe Mkhwebane is not your typical politicians. How long is the resistance going to be? Being threatened, being all of that. How long is the resistance going to be? So yeah, that's my take on MK. Still a lot of work to do. I hope they're going to, because the MK saved us from the ANC. You know, people are gonna watch it.
Don't worry, you're already in so much trouble. Just keep going.
No, family wise.
Yeah.
The MK, the MK is the only party that can take what you call credit for the ANC going under 50%.
Yeah, sure.
They're the only party. Nobody else can. Even if the MK was not there, the EFF was not going to be able to do it. The ANC was going to remain over 50%. The EFF was going to grow slightly, whatever. But the MK, they saved us from a lot of egos, young. Yeah. But that's my take.
How did you move away from the ANC? Because we all have that moment. I was also born into an ANC household.
I can imagine.
Both parents.
Yes.
So, what was that moment like for you?
Not easy. Still ANC deep down. That's why we're hoping that maybe the faction of Panyaza will emerge stronger in the ANC. That's the ANC we know. But also as a young man born in the late 80s, we have to come to a realization that this ANC was never the same. Once they went into CODESA and negotiated, a different ANC came out there. Different ANC that taught black people tolerance. We're tolerating rubbish in South Africa. And I'm bitter to the ANC because of that. I'm like, why did the people die in 1976? Was it not because of Afrikaans? Now I'm here with my child struggling with this Afrikaans homework here. And I'm like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? So the ANC has brought us so far, but has also taken us so much back, So it's not easy detaching, because I still have families that are leaders in the ANC, and I'm like, so difficult. That's why I'm fearing for them. Actually, my opinions will hurt them also, because they will say, you know how cadres are. Like your families are not allowed to have their own opinion. They must follow what you are doing. So it's not easy detaching. We're hoping, because for me, when I say Africans must then come unite and form a unity with this black unity thing, for me, I see that possible in the ANC, because that's the only party where freedom of speech is allowed. You can imagine those people can speak nonsense about their own president and criticize each other. That's the only party in South Africa where really freedom of speech is, we can see it playing. No other politics. You can't talk nonsense about Julius. Tomorrow you'll be expelled. The same with Jacob and Helen, or whatever the case can be. As a normal follower, you can't go online and talk nonsense. So I still have hope that the ANC will emerge. Not emerge. I hope I wish ANC can die like underneath 30%, so that the right people can come up.
Sure. Imagine under 30.
It is already under. You're fighting with your alliance partners. You're fighting with your alliance partners. You're at 40.
Yeah.
The Communist Party does not have membership like that, but best believe it will be minus 2%.
Yeah, exactly.
Best believe it will be minus 2%. So we're already at 30 something here.
Sure.
We already, and look at where it's 2029.
Yeah.
And then you come in 2029 and Fikile emerges. Best believe you'll see 20-something%.
Sure.
Best believe, no question about it.
Fam, before we get back to the episode, we just want to let you know we have a big goal on this channel to build this community to 1,000 members. That means we have 2 new levels of SMWX membership. The first level gives you exclusive access to content, discounts on merch, but the second level, in addition to various other perks, gives you access to me. We're going to have meetups, online sessions. You're going to get discount on our live events. So if you want to deepen your SMWX community experience, help us get to that 1,000 member level. Look forward to seeing you there. The SACP has been a lot more vocal than I expected. I've never seen an alliance partner be this outspoken about the decisions of the mother body.
The tolerance is no longer there. That the ANC has taught them. The ANC has taught us to be tolerant of rubbish in South Africa. Even with racism and all of those things, the ANC is just, don't be racist, don't do, So the Communist Party is finally saying, enough is enough, man. Yeah, you say we don't have numbers. It's fine. We don't want to be associated with these people.
Sure.
We don't want to. Enough is enough. Why? Because they're going to a stage where Solima Paela and all of them, they're going to get out of politics very soon. And they're thinking, what will we be remembered for?
True.
You can imagine what the people will say about Fikile when he leaves politics. Should he, God forbid, it passes away. You saw what people said about Pravin and all of that. Like, South Africans are unforgiving. And we will remember these days of people defending the GNU, Bufikile, Colin Malaji. We'll remember them. We'll remember their days are coming. So the Communist Party is trying to save themselves from that. To say, if indeed we go and die and as a party, or we're non-existent, we're not long in, but let the people don't see us as sellouts. And I think that's more important. That's a more honorable stance that they are doing. And I'll always respect Usoli for taking that stance, because he's more vocal. But like Tula said, it's a Communist Party Congress decision. It's not a Solima Paela decision. It's the Communist Party deciding we are no longer going to take this abuse from the ANC. Now you're bringing these abusers, they are in here. We are fighting for workers. They don't want even minimum wage and all of those things.
So I take it you're not a big fan of the GNU.
Yeah. No, not in this current form. Not in this current form. Yeah, I'm always. I always see the Democratic Alliance as a party.
Democratic.
Excuse me. Yeah. For me, the last stroke with the DA is what they did to Mmusi Maimane. I was thinking after that, black people will wake up to the fact of the true colors of the DA. It's like there is no better man in South Africa. I still maintain that can balance this black and white thing in the DA.
Sure.
In the DA. Maybe not in the whole of South Africa, but in the DA, that guy had a potential to bring the ANC under 50% as the DA president. And taking him out, and Herman also, because as we are Pan-Africanists, we view those guys as semi-sellouts and total sellouts for the black agenda. But that's not what they are chasing. So it's an unfair labeling for them. But that's how we view them. So if you can destroy that guy, there's something wrong with that party. So I don't want to associate myself with anything that do with the DA. I don't even want to talk about the Freedom Front Plus, because the politicians, they seem to ignore them. Like they say, yeah, if the DA goes, then we will come in. No, the DA and the Freedom Front Plus must go. All of them. If you want to really awaken, save the black agenda again. You can't be, the Freedom Front Plus can't be there, Chronoval sitting there with us talking things of uplifting black people. No, you must get out. You must get out. So I'm not in favor of the government of national confusion. There's a lot of confusion that is happening there. But I because people care about the economy, I understand the move that the ANC took. I understand, because let me tell you something, Caesar. South Africans value eating bread more. South Africans they're going to turn against the party that is going to bring sanctions because Helen warned you guys. If you guys go with these guys, the rand is going to fall. South Africans don't want it. They don't want. They don't want to suffer. The majority of South Africans, they are happy with how South Africa is actually. Actually, you come with your Pan-Africanist nonsense and all of they're not there. They just want their job. They just want comfortability. They don't want to fight for land. They don't want this nationalization. They don't want any of that. Just tell them we're going to secure more jobs and whatever. That's why I was shocked. If Cyril Ramaphosa was really classified as the guy that white monopoly wants, why did white monopoly not invest more and make the economy grow so that they can look at his term and say, look at Jacob Zuma and look at what Cyril is doing. You guys see Cyril is the best guy? You see, so I was confused. Why didn't they back him up and invest more in all of that? It means even when you are loyal to them, because we view Cyril as being loyal to them, even if you are loyal to them, they don't care about you. And we must wake up to that fact.
So tell us about some of the projects that you're involved in, because you're also involved, in addition to your podcast, in projects to uplift particularly the black majority in South Africa? I know you're working on some fundraising. You're
Yes.
working on a school. Tell us about.
You
those
need to
projects.
come through. You need to come through.
Yeah.
Okay, let me start at the beginning. We are doing a project named the PASETA, Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. And it's agriculture on purpose, because if indeed there is a generation that must take back our land and that must take back South Africa, it's a generation that must understand agriculture. You can see with the agricultural colleges that have closed around South Africa, that South Africa is not serious about the agricultural space. So there's which child is going to take? Because if our generation fails, those who are born in the 80s and early 90s, if we fail, the generation after us, the AMA 2000s, they don't care about agriculture because it's not in schools. The education system does not speak to that. So we said, no, let's start something that will put them in a better footing. And that something was PASETA. So we started the school. There's 5 of us, 5 gentlemen spread in the entire South Africa, 2 here in Gauteng, 1 in Free State, me in the Northern Cape, and in Mpumalanga. And we started this thing, and we've got a website, www.paseta.co.za. We found land in Berkeley West, which is just 30 kilometers outside Kimberley. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to say, let's build a school that will change the mindset of the coming generation. And we were fortunate to be joined by other people who are watching the podcast. They say, King, I'd like to do this in Namibia. I'd like to do this in Lesotho.
Wow.
I'd like to do this all around South Africa. And it's like, wow, these people, and people always have this idea to say they want to do something, but they don't know what to do. Because my question will always be, when is starting a podcast going to be the grand achievement that they're going to read on our obituary?
Sure.
Is that what if you are indeed chasing to unite black people, to change people's life, when they read your obituary, is starting the podcast going to be, he started King said so.
On the tombstone.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe.
He had 50,000 subscribers. What a job well done for this man. So for me, I'm like, no man, I'm sure God has created us for bigger things. And for me is to leave lasting legacies. So that is exactly what PASETA is. We're trying to build. So we have a campaign. We say each black person must donate 50 Rand every month. And, South Africans have been doing that since last year, July, because that's when PASETA was born.
Right.
Last year, July. We're turning 1 year in July. And we said, no, but these donations are coming slow. There's a lot of things that we need to do, branding, website management, and all of those things. They are covering those small operational costs. But for building the school, we need a lot of money, because we built the signage wall so that when you pass on the road, you can see we built that wall. And I saw there, we need a lot of money.
Yeah.
We need a lot of money. The architects, when they draw the floor plan and everything, they're talking millions. I'm like, oh my God, what did we start here? So we said, no, let's do a fundraiser, the gala dinner, which is on the 2nd of May, and the fundraising event, which is on the 3rd of May. It's a 2-day event where people are going to come. We're going to present to it. And Sizo, you are invited. You are coming.
Oh, that's it. No, sure.
We're going to be presenting the whole floor plan, the design of the school, everything to the people in the gala event, to say, guys, this is what we are trying to do for our children. As a black independent school, we don't want any how must I put it? Any white funding. We're going to try to do it for ourselves as black people, so that when the school is standing, we can be proud to say, this was built only by African money. So after that, on day 2, we are going to go to the building site, where we're going to take the people to show them, here's the school, here's what we have done so far. I mean, just a nobody like me managing to do that with the team that we have. For me, it gives me hope that there is people sitting at home that want to see proper change. So for me, educational sector, that's where you begin, because if you can't capture the mind, They say the greatest tool in the mind of the oppressor is in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. So once we can capture the mind of the next generation, give them something different, and teach them technology properly, history properly. History. Why are you teaching me history? For what? Just to know that in 1652 someone came here. What is the end product of me learning history? What must I do with this information? Those type of things. Technology. If I work for the Department of Agriculture, if you don't know, if you don't farm the proper way, you want to farm the way your grandfathers farmed, you will never do any business in agriculture. You will suffer, in fact, because technology has moved on so fast. So yes, the Pan-Africanist School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture Gala Dinner is on the 2nd of May. You are invited. The tickets is 1,000 Rand, 2,000 Rand for the VIP. It's not a lot of money with what you guys are going to get there. And of course, we need to raise enough funds so that the schools can start standing up and people can see what we are doing there.
Well, King said so. Thank you for all that you're doing. Shout out to you for these important projects and also for your channel.
Yes.
And I'm sure this year will be attacked in the same ways. So good luck for that. But also will be appreciated by our community, and we can't forget that. So, brother, Thank you so much. All the best.
Yes.
I think on SMWX this year, we also want to shine a light on the other creators that are doing great work. So we kick off this year with you, and good luck. Subscribe to King Said So on all platforms.
Yes.
Let's see those. What's the next milestone that you're hoping to reach? Is it 50K?
Yeah, almost there.
Subs.
100.
Let's get King Said So to 100K this year, everyone.
Yes.
And thank you for watching SMWX again. Become a member, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Aye.
Aye.